Hello everyone, this is Introvert Shy Guy and welcome to my gameplay of Super Luigi Galaxy. Well lads, we're finally here. Today is November the 4th. Yes, that's right, next day is gonna be that day. And I have no idea how this is gonna go. I still firmly believe that Trump will win the election. I also saw some of the recent polling and it was actually really good. Some polls from the swing state, especially from Atlas, showing that like Trump's in the lead. Of course, it's very narrow, so don't know how that's gonna go. And I mean, aggregate wise, like Pennsylvania kind of improved, whereas like Wisconsin and Michigan are still like slightly to Harris, according to Real Clear Politics. But other than that, some things are really good. It showed Trump like a tie, then of course after some time later it shows Harris leading 0.1. That's actually head-to-head, Trump versus Harris, but when it's with all the other candidates, Jill Stein, Cornel West, Chase Oliver, Libertarian Party, Trump is actually in the lead 0.1. That's with multi-candidates, not head-to-head. So he's like a little bit behind when it's just versus Harris, but with all other candidates he's leading. So obviously showing that like yes, there's votes that come out from Harris more than Trump. Although RFK being on the ballot in Michigan, Wisconsin is going to be a huge mystery. We don't really know how that's going to go. Hopefully, like, it would be kind of very small. Like, maybe the ones that are voting wouldn't vote for Trump anyway, but you gotta, like, hope it's not not too large, or else we'll have the whole spoiler shit. There's no RFK in Pennsylvania, thankfully, but there is in Michigan and Wisconsin, and of course, like, it would have been nice if he wasn't there on any of the states at all. He wasn't at one point in Michigan, but then they brought him back in. Even though, like, it's funny because, like, the Democrats, they tried to take him out before, but now they were like, they see him as detriments to Trump. They were like, no, let's keep him in. So it's like, that's politics for you, man. Like, I fucking hate it, but, But the thing is, though, is that, okay, so yeah, today is the day. Obviously, next day is going to be the election day, and I will be voting, like, in person. I live in Rhode Island, and I don't think it's going to be that long of a line, because it's a solid blue state. It's not like a swing state like Pennsylvania or some shit, but I wanted to vote physically, because, the one polling place to go that is, like, for early voting is kind of in an area where it'd be hard to park in, and I didn't want to walk, and plus, my polling place on election day is very, very close by from where I live, so I figured I'd just vote in person on that day. Like, why not? Like I said, I live in Rhode Island, not a swing state, so I don't really expect it to be that long of a line, so I'd be surprised if it is. I mean, we'll see tomorrow, but, yeah, I'm very confident with how things are. It's still very close, but, we'll see what happens. But I still feel like Trump has got it. And also, good news, Joe Rogan actually endorsed Trump, although it's on November 4th. He just endorsed him today. Yeah, he didn't endorse it a few days later, but hey, I mean, better late than never. Maybe I would have preferred it, like a little bit sometime next week, but like I said, better late than never. But we'll see what happens. It'd be quite interesting that, like, what if Trump overwhelmingly wins the mail vote, like, in the 60s or something, and Harris, like, she wins the female vote, but it's, like, gonna be how much? Is Trump gonna win it by 40% or maybe less? Who knows? Didn't really happen with Hillary, though. Like, Hillary, my first woman president, she campaigned hard on that, and yet she still didn't get, like, enough of the female vote, but, well, we'll see with that, because it's possible that maybe the females just didn't really want to vote for Hillary because, like, she has, like, a trail of dead bodies, like her being all sketchy and everything, whereas Harris, like, it's pretty much of an empty vessel, literally came out of California and, like, just so happened to be the nominee just because Biden chose her, so it's, like, not much to go by, so that could be in her favor compared to Clinton. Like, it's just that nobody wanted to vote for that Clinton, but, like, for her, maybe that's enough, I guess. But thing is, though, is that Trump has been, courting the mail vote, so he could win it by an overwhelming number to the point where it just, like, isn't enough for Harris. Who knows? I really You know, here's the thing, I really don't believe the abortion issue is gonna be that big of a deal. Like, you know, people are always harping upon, oh, like, the fucking abortion shit will be the issue. I mean, I just don't see it. And also, maybe it would be hard to, like, for people to go into the polls when you know that the Senate is gonna be, like, Republican anyway. So it's like, why vote for Harris? You know, it's like, you're not gonna get much. Major Burroughs, Daredevil Run, what is that? Let's find out. Yeah, there's not any other star to go to. Oh, okay, it's this one. Is this the one with this one, like, one health only? Because that's easy. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, we can do it. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be so easy. So, of course, he doesn't chase me yet. Here we go. Now he chases me. Uh-oh. Yeah, so... There we go. Him getting angry is so scary. And I know it's gonna be 2 times. He comes out, we do this. There we go. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, it's so easy. Alright, yeah, so... Like, I'd be amazed if it is, but... Thing is, though, is that, like... You know, they say that abortion might be the issue for women. What if, like, the younger women would not vote for Harris anyway because of the genocide in Gaza and they vote for Jill Stein? That'd be pretty funny. That'd be not enough, but, you know... You could say that's mainly just an important issue for the old boomers, like the Karens who like grew up during that time, so maybe they'd be like, okay, we gotta vote Harris because of that. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I don't think it is, because if it, you know, why is the poll so close? I mean, it's part of it, but it's like, I just don't think it's enough, and like I said, like, you know, maybe Trump has those hidden voters, like, why would they be is there any, oh, they're underestimating the Harris vote? I just don't see it, you know? Like, how would that be? Everyone's enthusiastic for Trump, not much for Harris. You could argue, like, okay, maybe in the beginning, like in August, like, people are giving her the benefit of the doubt. She chose, like, Tim Walz, who's a progressive, so it's like, yeah, you could make the argument that, okay, like, there was, like, some excitement for that, but it's like, now, like, after, the more she talks, it's just people are like, yeah, no thanks, you know? I don't know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. The thing that, like I said, the thing that worries me is just nuclear war. Like, it's definitely gonna happen if Harris is president. I mean, like, you know, I was hoping that we'd avoided that with Hillary Clinton, but no, we're just right back at it. I don't count Biden. Like, I know I was afraid that, oh, World War III might happen under Biden, but it's like, I said it might. I wasn't as fearful, though, because it's like, you know, there is a thought that maybe Biden may not be as hawkish, but then of course in the Ukraine proxy war happened, and of course Gaza, so it'd be like shit. That's just what happened, but I mean, we're still here, of course. You could say that he's not as a fervent war hawk as like Clinton, because it's like, yeah, he didn't intervene much in Ukraine. I mean, he just sent weapons and stuff, and some advisors, like military advisors there, but that's about it. He didn't like send the jets for a no-fly zone, so... that's great that didn't happen, but the problem is that, like, now we're gonna get Harris, and we don't even know what she's gonna be like. And Walz he's not gonna do shit, you know, like, you saying that, oh, we should trust Tim Walz, like, he's not gonna do fuck, you know, like, you know, he's just wimpy ass, like, he's not gonna be progressive. It's like Bernie Sanders. Like, we thought Bernie Sanders was gonna be something, no, it's not. So, yeah. I mean, I'm just hoping, pretty sure Trump will win it. Been looking at all the datas and everyone's saying it's going in Trump's favor. Early vote and stuff, he's doing much better than he did before, even in 2016, so there's going to be more of that Trump, hopefully more of that Trump turnout comes out in November 5th. Hopefully there's not going to be any shenanigans that happens. It becomes a nice, clean election, but, you know, like, anything can happen, you know? But, thing next I have to do is the Hungry Lumas, I guess. I know there's the Mystery Stars, but I like to do those. But let's first go all the way down and maybe just find the... Like, go step by step we do those, you know? And we'll just be collecting, like, star bits. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So, yeah, so, this is also not gonna be a long gameplay video because I have to wake up early, as usual, but I will, like, you know, say as much as I can. Maybe 30 minutes, I would say. Yeah. So my final thoughts, I do firmly believe Trump will win. I mean, best case scenario, he wins all the Rust Belt states, including Nevada, and yeah, that's about it. Like, holds on to all the swing states. Worst case, he like loses Michigan and Wisconsin, but he wins Pennsylvania and hangs on to the others. A lot of people are predicting that like fucking North Carolina would go to Harris, and I'm looking at the polling. And that's not the case. And I mean, like, yes, you could argue that, okay, that lieutenant governor guy that's running, Mark Robinson, that's his name, that's running against Stein, different Stein, not Jill Stein, in the gubernatorial race, that, yeah, that could be a factor. But the thing is, though, is that, like, split ticket voting is kind of normal that happens in North Carolina. And it happened twice with Trump. Like, you know, Roy Cooper won against this one guy even when Trump was running back in 2016. That was because of the bathroom bill. It was kind of controversial, so he lost against Roy Cooper, even though Trump won the state. Even also, and the Republican Senate candidate also won that state as well. It was just the governorship that didn't go. So it's like, you know, that's an example of split ticketing. Happened again in 2020. Trump won North Carolina, but Roy Cooper won it again. So yeah, split ticketing is a thing, but they're saying that like this candidate is just so controversial that like maybe Harris would pull it off with like, you know, the votes coming in, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I could say maybe Robinson would win, but like not win the election, but win the vote, 45% of the vote, and Stein wins like by what, like 51, 52. I don't know if there's any third party, so my math could be off, but yeah, something like that. But you know, yet like the Robinson voters would vote for Trump, and some of the Stein voters would vote for Trump mainly for like nationally they'd be like they're for Trump, but locally they're for the other guy. So you know, that could go that way. But it's like I said, I'm looking at the polling for Trump, and it's not indicating like not going his way. So it's like, I don't know, but some people are predicting that, which it might happen. I hope it doesn't, because it's like if it does happen, like, you know, I don't know if they're gonna be like, oh shit, like Harris is gonna be winning, and then it doesn't happen anyway. Like he wins Pennsylvania and the other states, you know. We'll see. I hope it doesn't. Like I said, I want that happy momentum to be there, and it's like for that to happen, it's like you gotta hope like Trump wins North Carolina, puts that to rest, you know. And of course, there's Iowa. There's that Iowa poll. If he like wins it. If he wins that state overwhelmingly in Iowa, then it's like the poll's bullshit, and it'd be like that puts that to rest as well. I don't know, we'll see. Because yeah, there could be a hidden Harris vote. Like I said, you know, if God forbid Harris does win the presidency, I said this in the last one, I really hope it's not that close. So yeah, I hope like, okay, fine, like she wins all the Rust Belt states, she wins North Carolina, fuck it, she wins like Iowa. So yeah, that hidden like Roe v. Wade supporters, like, and like she wins Arizona and Georgia. So okay, not a close election. It's a huge blowout for Harris. So then I'd be sad, but at the very least I wouldn't be like, you know, fucking angry and like enraged if somehow she wins and it's by a close margin, that kind of thing. Like I said, like if she is gonna win, I don't know why I'm looking at this. I'm looking for Hungry Lumas. I'm sorry, I've been so distracted. Yeah, so it's like she does win the race, but it's not a close race. That's what I'm hoping. At the very least, like I'm hoping it's like Joe Biden's levels of like not close. Like, cause that one was also close, but it was technically not that close. So it's like, oh, like I said, yeah, if it's gonna be like that, I hope she just wins by the same amount as Joe Biden or more than that. Okay, fam, if she 1,000, we gotta collect 1,000. We don't have that. Okay, so from now on, we're just gonna collect star bits for this. yeah, like I said, like I hope it's not that close, you know, if she is gonna win, because if it is fucking close, I'm gonna be like, fuck. Like, Trump wins, Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina, Iowa, and all that stuff, and then he needs just one more Rust Belt state, but he loses all the Rust Belt states, and I'd be like, what the fuck? You know? I'd be like so angry. But, I mean, I don't think so, because it's like, if he is gonna win all the, the like, Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina and stuff, then it's like, logic dictates that, like, he will be able to win, like, with, like, Pennsylvania, because, like, that's a close-ass state, but it's like, I don't know, and oh yeah, like, it's like, what is the fucking, the Cuban, the Puerto Rican vote, like, they're, like here, you know, here's the thing, like, I understand, like you know, the joke shit, but it's like, those that are, like, offended by, like, the joke, it's like, oh, I'm thinking of, like, I'm voting for, well, okay, so it's like, maybe it's like the non-Puerto Rican vote, like the non-voters of the Puerto Ricans, like, they listen to that and be like, oh shit, I wasn't voting in 2024, but hearing that, now I gotta, like, get my ass up and vote for Harris anyway. That's what I'm saying. Like, that could be it, because it's like no way there would be like, oh, I was voting for Trump and now I'm gonna, after hearing that, I'm gonna vote for Harris, that kind of thing. I don't know. I really hope it doesn't come to that. It's like the World War III thing happens because of that. What a sad way for humanity to go, all because of that. But I really don't think, because if that were the case, then the polling would have gone in Harris's direction. That didn't happen. You could say the garbage comment from Biden kind of like set it off, you know. But yeah, we'll see, like, you know, how much of an effect that is. I really hope CNN doesn't do the exit polling thing in relation to that, you know, because it'd be like, that's rubbing salt in the wound, you know. They wouldn't they wouldn't dare, but we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I'll shut up on that, but you know, yeah. And like I said, you know, the World War III thing, like, the one thing I liked about Trump, he even said in the debate saying that, like, Harris will be the World War III candidate. I'm just happy he said that. He even said that in his closing statement, so at the very least, if all things does go wrong in this world, like, if World War III does happen, at least his words would echo, like, his final warning, but, like, you know, I don't know. Fucking boomers and Karens, like, not giving a damn about World War III. Especially the Karens, like, the abortion shit is, like, more important than fucking World War III, like, how crazy is that? But, I don't know. We'll see. The thing is, though, is that, like, you see a lot of people just clowning on Harris far more than on Trump, and I mean, like, yeah, there are people clowning on Trump, but many of them are, like, Dem propagandists, you know, like, it's not natural, whereas, like, for Harris, it's fucking natural. I remember, like, one tweet she sent out, I mean, like, yeah, like, I don't browse X that much, but, like, when she posted about, we are looking at Lebanon and sending humanitarian aid and stuff, and she said that not too long after that hurricane shit that happened in North Carolina and everything, and she was ratioed for that hard, you know, so it's like, it's pretty funny, like, the big, like, blunder that she did. I don't know if she did it or her campaign staff, but, like, yeah, you know, that was a huge blunder. It never happened with Trump. I guess it kind of happened once. With J.D. Vance, it kind of happened. I mean, like, you know, but that was because, that was in, like, early August when, like, people were kind of clowning on him and stuff, so it's like, but that's on the vice presidential running mate. That's not on Trump, though. So it's like, and then of course now he has better favorability ratings than he did when he was chosen. It's because of the media onslaught. They were just relentlessly pounding him. And then of course, like after a while, and especially after the debate, he came back swinging. So it's like, it's good that he improved. You know, Joe Rogan, you know, massively improved, and especially also Harris. You know, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't go there just yet. We'll go up on that like building, see if there's any more. Like, you know, with Harris, like, she's never done a lot of combative interviews, just only those that, like, were soft on her, like CNN or 60 Minutes, that kind of thing. and she botched 60 minutes, but they like released an edited version of it. So it's like we gotta see if the propaganda like actually works. Like, hopefully it doesn't, but I don't know. But I'm looking at everything and everything looks good. Another thing I'm also hoping, I really hope that RFK vote doesn't like split like too much in Michigan and Wisconsin. I really hope that doesn't happen. I mean, of course RFK was campaigning there saying don't vote for me, so it's like, and Trump's saying he might be in a cabinet position, so that could be enough. You know, who knows. I hope it's not that close. Like, I hope it's like, what, like maybe 10,000 or 20,000 in each state, but Harris wins the state anyway by like 80,000 or 50,000. Like, just not enough to be that much of a split kind of thing. So then I would sleep well on that instead of like it being like razor thin and be like, oh shit, you know, like those votes could have mattered, you know. Yeah, so many things to look at. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. But here's the thing. Okay, it's about over 20 minutes. It's still like not too close. But I guess bottom line is that all in all, if things do go bad, all that's important to me is Syria. Like, I really hope Syria still remains, as I've always said, like, the Holy Land still perseveres. Like, you know, my mom and my grandma and my grandmother and my uncle, they all went to Syria, and like, it's still, you know, it's still the same Syria as it was like before. It's only difference is that there's a lot of like just destroyed buildings and everything from the Civil War. It's like in Damascus, and then of course you look at the major Christian areas. They're still there, you know. It's like they're still there, and you also look. If you guys ever watched Bald and Bankrupt, he made a video of that. I fucking love that video, and I love how respectful he was and how admiring he was of my country. Like, it wasn't like that Logan Paul, like, you know, shit where, you know, he was like fucking running around screaming like an ape in like Japan and stuff. No, like, that man genuinely respected my country, and he showed my country like every side of it. Went to Aleppo, he went to the Aramic speaking region. Like, fuck, Syria was still there, man. Like, it was still there despite all of the things happening, despite the like Satan, his goal of destroying like you know, corrupting the Holy Land. That didn't happen. It was all thanks to Russia, by the way, and Iran. And you know, it all depends on these two countries still like standing. You know, like the Ukraine proxy war on one side and the Israel-Iran conflict on another. I also include the Hezbollah-Israel battle that's still going on. And thankfully, Hezbollah is still, you know, hanging on, but like, we'll see how that goes. It's just a war of attrition at this point, you know. They didn't gain a lot of land, not as much as like Russia gaining in Ukraine, but like, still anything can happen. But it's like these countries, they're fighting an existential battle against Satan, and like the United States is controlled by Satan. And you know, the thing is that like, if Trump were to win, we would know that Satan's influence is greatly diminished. But if Harris wins, then there is a possibility that World War III might still happen, and like, you know, because Kamala Harris is possessed by Satan, you know. I mean, I would say it that way, because like, what about Trump? I mean, Trump in one way, but I mean, Trump is a buffoon. He can never manage the empire, so hence that's why I only include either Hillary or Kamala Harris, because, you know, they're more technocratic. They would know how to push the levers and everything, and they're both in favor of nuclear war, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, these candidates are the end bringer, you know, and that's what I'm afraid of. That like, if say they were to persevere after all that's happened, you know, would spell darkness. But I'm like faithful, like after everything that Assad has went through, that God is still with him, you know. I'm aware that, yeah, what's happening with Israel and stuff, but I feel like even that might not be enough. Like, yes, I know Israel killed, you know, both the two leaders of Hamas, and they also unfortunately killed Hassan Nasrallah, leader of Hezbollah. You could also argue that they might have also killed Ibrahim Raisi, president of Iran, in the helicopter, like, you know, from what's happened. So maybe they did that as well. Who knows, you know? But what's happened, like, you know, it is evident that even though God has implemented this holy protection on Assad, it's not like this isn't proof that like it expands everywhere, because I mean, because here's the thing, like, if God was protecting like Assad that much and everything, like, why didn't he protect Qasem Soleimani when like Trump killed him? So it just goes to show that it's not that big of an influence. It's only on Assad. And you could also say that, like, my dad mentioned this, that like, as much as a big help Iran is with Syria, I wouldn't approve their social policies being implemented in Syria. Like, yeah, obviously I don't want these like conservative policies, like, the hijab on the women and everything that happens in Iran. I don't want that in Syria, especially in the Christian population. So it's like, you could say that like maybe that happening could like curtail influence in Syria on Iran, because I want it to be very balanced. I don't want it to be like extreme. So you could say that like Raisi being killed and like Hassan Nasrallah, maybe that gives some breathing room for Syria, I guess. That could be it, and if that's the case, then yeah, that's good. Of course, I'm not too happy about it, because like I do commend them for their resistance against Israel, but like, yeah, it's Syria that's my main concern. Of course, against Israel as well, but you get the idea. So it's like, still looking for more. Oh, I guess I have to go here. Oh yeah, if I can maybe destroy these spiky plants. Oh, they probably contain only coins. Hang on, let me see. Oh no, they do contain. Okay, that's good. So it's good that I came back. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's happening in Iran and Russia. Like, I really hope these regimes like Vladimir Putin and Ayatollah Khamenei, like, actually survives. What the United States is. Oh fuck. Hang on. Okay, fine. I'll get a coin because I don't want to die. There we go. Yeah, they contain, star bits, but I don't want to start all over. So it's like, I hope these two leaders would persevere and like stay alive and not get assassinated. That's what I'm worried about. I guess not much for Putin. Like, Putin is still alive even after over 2 years of the conflict happening, but Ayatollah, we got fingers crossed, because like, shit, I fucked up. You got fingers crossed because like Israel's like very successful when it comes to that. Especially like if you looked at when one of the leaders of Hamas, when he went to Tehran and he was assassinated there. So yeah, it could happen, to the Ayatollah. So you gotta hope that doesn't happen. Especially with Iran being so fragile and it being very vulnerable to the satanic influence, like especially with the march that happened in 2022. So it's very fragile. Not so much for Russia, thankfully. Like, even with all that's happened, I don't count the Wagner rebellion, because that was just a rebellion that just happened, and it wasn't really that bad too. But, like, the Russian population is still firmly like with Putin, thankfully. So we don't know about Russia, but I know about Iran. It's the most vulnerable, and we need it to stay under the Ayatollah's regime, because they are the major country, the axis of resistance against Israel. And if God forbid Iran falls, then it's really bad for Palestine, for Syria. So hopefully they persevere. Hope Russia perseveres, and that all comes down to the U.S. election. And I firmly believe with Trump being reelected, it would make the U.S. empire collapse faster. But with Harris, I don't think it's gonna happen, especially if, God forbid, she chooses like Liz Cheney in a fucking cabinet position, like, or like in her orbit, like national security advisor or something. I don't think she's gonna be national security advisor, but like in her orbit, like that's gonna be like bad news for the world, But we'll hopefully, if like Trump would persevere. He did mention about ending the wars and everything. That's very important. It's a shame that like Libertarian Party of New Hampshire endorsed Trump, but Chase Oliver didn't like drop out and endorse Trump. He could do it tomorrow, who knows? But That's probably not enough time. And his name's in the ballots anyway, so it might not matter, you know? But yeah, that's what happened. The thing is, though, is that Chase Oliver, I'm really, you know, another prediction I'm gonna make is that he's gonna get less votes than Stein. Because, like, you know, everyone's, like, just not too fondly with Chase Oliver, the Libertarian candidate, so I don't think he's gonna get that much votes. It's possible also, maybe he's RFK, because he's still in the ballots in multiple solid states, so he might get votes from there, you know? So, yeah, I guess that's about enough of the star bits. Okay, gonna probably want 30, right? Oh, 100, okay. Oh, shit, I have 170, that's pretty decent. So I have to do a different level, not this one. Still more levels to do, though. Okay. Yeah, it's about over 30 minutes. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, like, you know, a Harris presidency would preserve the US empire a little bit longer, you know, and it'd also be bad news because she is pro-war, you know? It blows my mind that Trump is running kind of anti-war, even though he's technically not, but I mean, if you look at, like, Trump's first term, you know, it wasn't that bad, you know? Of course, we don't know second term, but, like, I don't know, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Especially with all the warmongers were, like, against him, even though he was, like, some of the warmongers were, like, very happy with him, and of course some just bailed and just endorsed Harris. You saw Lindsey Graham, he still endorsed Trump, you know? I mean, at the very least, I mean, I don't know. And before Mitt Romney probably endorses Harris tomorrow, you know George Bush is not going to endorse Harris. I'll be surprised if he does tomorrow, but I'm thankful at least Mitt Romney, like the rhino, like the pro-war candidate, didn't endorse. Excuse me. You didn't endorse Trump, though. It would have been pretty good, though. It's kind of like Nikki Haley endorsing Trump. People are saying, oh, it's bad that he didn't have Nikki. Fuck Nikki Haley. She wouldn't get any votes. Like, yeah, what about the Karens or something, or the neocons? Her, like, endorsing Trump running an article is enough. Her being on the campaign trail, no, fuck that. And, Trump doesn't need her. But, like, other people, like, you know, hope that works. It's good that he had, RFK, you know, like, campaigning, because he does have some favorability with some of the voters. But, yeah. I still feel like Trump is gonna win. I still stand by it. I don't think the abortion shit is gonna matter, because it's like, you know, the people that are passionate about abortion are gonna vote for Harris anyway. But it's gonna come if exit polling shows that economics, immigration, inflation are very high, and I guess you could say as foreign policy as well. I think Trump's got this. But if abortion, God forbid, if it's like a second issue for most voters or a third issue, and it's like you also add that maybe the democracy thing is also an issue, then yeah, that's concerning. But if it's very, very low, then that's great. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow, of course. I think I talked enough. I mean, I guess the one things I can maybe, like, say out, because I'm going to say a lot, is that obviously I'll just say, you know, death to the U.S. empire, death to Zionism, death to Zog. For those of you who don't know Zog, Zionist-occupied government, controlling the United States, death to the European Union, death to NATO, death to, let's see, what else? Maybe like neoliberalism? Yeah, there you go. Death to the World Economic Forum. Death to the, death to satanic influence. I guess, like, how can you say that? But you guys get what I'm saying? What else? Just fuck the neocons. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck Hillary Clinton. Fuck the Democratic Party. Fuck all those that are voting for the pro-war American citizens. Fuck them. They're traitors to the country. Especially the ones that are that simp for Israel. Just fuck these people. fuck Hillary Clinton. I know I already said that. Fuck George Bush. A lot of the shitlibs are admiring George Bush now. Fuck Dick Cheney. Fuck Volodymyr Zelensky and, like, you know, the neo-Nazi state of Ukraine. I'd say, like, death to neo-Nazism in Ukraine. I wouldn't say death to Ukraine because obviously there's good Ukrainian people. It's just their government that's shit. Ukraine has a deep state, and neo-Nazis that control it. It's not just Zelensky. Zelensky's kind of part of it, but he's basically a puppet or a figurehead to the US empire at this point. He doesn't control shit, you know? What else? Oh yeah, fuck Justin Trudeau, fuck Emmanuel Macron, fuck Olaf Scholz, like Germany, fuck, you know, Baerbock, the Green Party. Fuck all the Green parties in Europe and Canada and Australia. Like, they're not progressive parties. They're just bourgeoisie, like, shit-lib, like, you know, latte-sipping, like, political parties that really don't give a damn about climate change, because if they do, they would be condemning Zionism and the US empire, but they're not. And of course also you have the German Green Party that, like, you know, is heavily in favor of the Ukraine proxy war, and that proxy war is the biggest greenhouse emitter. So it's like, you can't even have that be against that. So it's like Green parties in all other countries except the United States are like false, like they're pseudo Green parties, like they're pro-European shit. Like, fuck that, you know, fuck the European Union. Like, abolish the European Union. Bring back nationalism to Europe. Bring back ethnic nationalism to Europe. Europe should remain a majority countries of those specific demographics. They should not be replaced by cheap labor from fucking foreign countries. You can't fucking do that, you know? It just doesn't work that way. I'm aware of the low birth rates, yeah, fine, but, like, have strict immigration. You can't just keep on importing, like, third worlders to your country. They're doing a shit ton of that in the United Kingdom. That's why the Reform Party got a huge amount of votes. Unfortunately, they only got 5 seats, but, like, you know, they would have gotten more if it was proportional representation. You know, so it's like, okay, now we got 1,000. So it's like fuck neoliberalism that is just, like, destroying, like, countries of other nations and just bringing these people in without vetting them, committing crime, like rapes and women, and, like, not being productive in society and straining the social services. Like, fuck that. Fuck neoliberalism, fuck Klaus Schwab, by the way, and fuck, you know, the New World Order, fuck Zionism, like, and most importantly, like, you know, death to Satanism, death to Satan, you know, because he's the one that's, like, his main goal is the destruction of the human race, and if he gets his way with the Harris presidency, you know, I really don't see the human race, like, you know, being alive at this point, you know, so it's like, I'm really hoping that Jill Stein steals enough votes. I hope the Muslims and my Levantian brothers and sisters in Michigan would have the courage not to vote for Harris and vote Jill Stein and let her lose to Trump. I hope, you know, the US empire collapses and the revolution happens so that we can finally, like, you know, take back our country and destroy Satan and perform an exorcism against Satan, like, you know, against the, like, out of the United States, the same exact way when, like, you know, Joseph Stalin, Fidel Castro, the first Ayatollah, Ruhollah Khomeini, like, you know, exercised when he took power in Iran, Russia, and Cuba, where when they took power, they took out Satan, and Mao Zedong as well. Yes, they've done horrible things, but they brought back nationalism and sovereignty to their countries when they were abused by these white European imperialists, especially from the United fucking States. You know, fuck that shit. You know, and like Israel as well, like the Zionist Jews that, like, you know, that are controlling everything, and the resources are also responsible for this. You know, that's why the global South, the third worlders, are fighting against. That's what they've been doing, you know, since after the 1800s when Europe colonized them. But so far they're breaking free with the rise of BRICS, with Russia, China, and Iran, you know, fighting against the US empire. you know, it's happening. Like, God bless Vladimir Putin, God bless Xi Jinping, God bless, you know, the Ayatollah, Khamenei, like, and like, God bless, the people of Cuba and everything, those that, like, fight against the U.S. empire. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just walking around, I'm just finishing off. Like, God bless BRICS, God bless South Africa, like, and I would say also Brazil, but like, Lula, he's not too good. I mean, he's kind of both ways, I would say, but, yeah, he's not that great. I could also say God bless Claudia Sheinbaum and Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. When we they are bringing sovereignty back to Mexico. Like, Mexico is starting to be a better country than the United States. And I predict that they will be a better country in the future. The United States would be a shithole country, and Mexico would be a prosperous country. That's what I predict. And Brazil as well. Even though, yeah, you have Lula and then, like, still, like, being a little sheepdog to the U.S., but I mean, he does some good things. He's still favorable with Assad, though, so that's good. And I guess I leave off with God bless, like, God bless Palestine, God bless Lebanon. Like, I know that they're fighting against Satan with all their might, but, and as for me, and I'll say God bless Syria, the only, holy land in the entire region that is fighting against Satan and the U.S. empire. And especially, God bless Assad and his family. I really hope Bashar lives a long life and dies peacefully, as well as his family. I know his wife is, like, Asma Assad is suffering from blood cancer. I really hope she pulls through, because, she is definitely the best, like, first lady in the entire Middle East. They call her the Rose in the Desert, rightfully so. And, oh shit, I accidentally said no. I would say, like, obviously, God bless his kids and, his brother, who's also the head military, like, fighting against Satan. Like, God bless them. I hope they live a long life. God bless the people of Syria. And, I'd say, like, just God bless my brothers and sisters in the Levant, who are still persevering against the U.S. empire, fighting against it. Well, I hope, this election results goes what I hope it goes, just so then, like, it would set things right with this world, and we can be closer to God, and, like, take back humanity and be close to the kingdom of heaven. So there you go. Fuck the U.S. empire. Fuck Israel. And, just God bless those that are just voting third party, and I hope, like, whatever happens in this country, that we will persevere and build a better world and, defeat Satan once and for all. And I would just say to you lads, like, just may God be with us, I would say. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Don't know what's gonna happen, maybe very happy tomorrow, maybe very depressed, but I will persevere. As I've said, and I know I'm just rambling at this point, I just hope that Syria would just remain, at the very least, until I die. That's my one true desire that I would ask in this election. Because, I mean, I know climate change is not going to happen. Everything, domestic policy is not going to happen. Just Syria is just what I care about. And if things go right, I'd definitely be more enthusiastic and talk about this. If not, I'll just solemnly just say, like, I would just pray that things would be all right and everything, and that's about it. So look forward to it, lads. We'll be seeing what our culmination of all this happens tomorrow. The fate of humanity will finally be revealed on that day, or after that, or a few weeks, depending on how the fuck this thing goes. Like, if the rigging and all the shenanigans happens, but I don't know. We'll see. God willing. Alright. Bye, everyone.